welcome you inside Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara. Today, it's an NFC West battle between the Seattle Seahawks and the San Francisco 49ers. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards, up to the 27-yard line. Now a man who played collegiately here in the Golden State, Rashad Penny. And room to run as he's up past the 35-yard line. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1.
Well, I think that's what they're going to need to do here in the first half. You've got to take some pressure off of this young quarterback, and no better way to do it than to establish the running game early.
Watch him now, Barney! Barney! Watch him now, Barney! Barney!
On 2nd down, here's Penny. And unable to get downhill there as he'll take this up to about the 37. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 3rd down.
Doubling this guy has to be a priority before moving up to the next level because the big fella, he just ate that one alive, just stuffed it. In fact, before the game, he was talking to us, and he's like, hey, these pants make me look fat. And we said, nah, man, you're just a whole lot of guy.
He is at well over 300 pounds. He's a big man. This is the Oklahoma State alum, Chris Carson. Defense had a chance to get off the field here on the opening drive, couldn't do it.
I know that we go into these meetings with coaches, and sometimes maybe we can get, a little bit numb because they're always going to talk about how important 3rd down is, aren't they? Offense and defense. In this case, one capitalized, and the other, as you said, had a chance to get off the field and didn't get it done.
Here's Thomas throwing on 1st down. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Part of the reason they're here, no doubt, is his big performance in the NFC title game, and that's his first catch of the Super Bowl. Well, clearly one of his advantages as a passer is his height, sit back in the pocket, fired over the middle. That makes things tougher defensively, doesn't it?
It really does, because your goal is to move the quarterback off his initial spot when he gets his drop back completed. But when you have that type of height, he can stay in there if he's willing to take the hits and just fire over the top, which saves him time and actually completes a play a little bit quicker than it normally does for a quarterback who has to slide and find open space to throw. I do believe we'll see a little bit more of this as this game progresses, because when you can have that type of a gain in the middle of the defense, it hurts them in so many ways, because most teams like to be strong down the middle. And if you can sting them there, that opens things up for you on the outside as well.
But that's where their big tight end, is so good, that middle third, the seam routes, the in routes. Yeah, you're right. Probably see more of that.
Yeah, it takes a lot of courage and fortitude to go in the middle as well, and he's got it.
Detroit! Detroit! Gone! 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 Gone!
To throw is Thomas. To throw on 2nd down. He's got Green. And he'll be a little shy of the 25 here at the 26-yard line. What a methodical drive this is turning out to be. That time 9 yards, and the sticks move again.
Watch it now, Barney! Barney!
Now Rashad Penny. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up 2nd down.
While we know that the identity of this offense is to throw the ball, they've got to run it every so often, and for no other reason than to tamp down the pass rush. They can't let them just tee off and get to their quarterback.
This is Penny. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. That one good for 12 yards. And that'll bring up what looks to be a 3rd and inches. Can't be more than a half a foot.
Look, the 1st down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it. And boy, the reward was there. A big, big pickup. And guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a 1st down.
Detroit! Detroit! Now let's go! 3-19! 3-19!
Thomas now on first down. This is intercepted. Picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. So after the INT, it's Garoppolo. And his first pass here is going to fall incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look downfield and set himself to throw the ball. And as he tried to do that, he was hit, and it forced an incompletion.
Now the Georgia Southern man. This is Jerick McKinnon. And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. It'll be a pickup of 5, and that leaves him with 5 more. 3rd and 5 now.
All right, Brand, I know we're in the early going here, but those kind of runs, they're going to open up a world of opportunities for this offense going forward.
Looking to throw, Garoppolo. And that is incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
I think we'll see more of them trying to get him the football out of the backfield. They love what he can do in open space, and they believe that he creates mismatches they can exploit.
And Gold is able to put it through. And the 49ers take a 3-0 lead. They got the interception, but very little movement after. That forces him to settle for 3. And it does feel like settling when that happens, doesn't it?
It certainly does, but we got to give a lot of credit where it's due, and that's to the defense because they ran onto the field. This is what we call sudden change, right? Interception, you got to go put out the fire, and they did, holding them to a field goal.
Out comes this field general once more, leading his offense back onto the field. And he comes out on the heels of an interception he threw last time they had the ball.
Yeah, and you know, the quarterbacks that I know that are the best ones, the ones that really know how to lead their team, they tell them, that's on me. That's my bad. But let's go back out there and move ahead again, guys. We can get this done.
One good thing for him, it did only lead to 3 points and not a touchdown after that turnover.
Big thanks to the defense.
Now Thomas looking to throw on 2nd down. And that's complete. It's Green here. And they're able to get this one across the 35. 11 yards there as they connect on a quick slant.
Watch it now, Barney.
Thomas on 1st and 10. Green brings it in. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. Back-to-back 11-yard gains, and they've got another 1st down. And they'll run it here. And he's got this one across midfield into 49er territory. It's a 6-yard pickup, and it gets him to 2nd and 4.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
Watch it now, Barney.
And on the ground they go with a running back. And the second wave of tacklers is going to get him as they stop him behind the line. Alongside my broadcast partner, Charles Davis, Brandon Gaudin hits the Seahawks with a football to begin quarter number 2. They're on the march, but facing a 3rd down here.
Detroit! All right, here we go. Watch it now, Barney.
From the gun, Thomas. And he's got his man. It's Darbo. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down. And now the passing game here in the second quarter starting to heat up a little bit.
Don't you feel the rhythm starting to happen, right? You see it. Now the confidence is starting to rise. I think now as a play caller, because that has happened, you lean on it a little bit more. You don't go totally away.
And the Niners get there and bring him down. Solomon And Thomas, he's the one that got to him. He takes him down for a loss of 9.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack.
Let's go.
Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football. Down he goes.
Looking middle, and that's complete. A good pickup there, 13 yards as they get closer for 3rd down. Well, this is how you shake the thoughts of that interception on the last drive. You come out and start this one 4 for 4.
And watching him throw it around with that type of confidence reminds me of a guy I played with way back when. He told me, I don't care if I throw 10 interceptions in a row. I'm going to stay confident, keep flinging it. I just figured there's something wrong with the football.
And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. That'll put him at an even 50 receiving yards now in this first half. And it's a 1st down. And they'll go with a ground attack here. And he'll get it down inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
That's a strong pickup right there on 1st down. And as this drive goes on, we're seeing an offensive line and running game imposing its will.
Now let's go.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. And he'll get him inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. I think you mentioned in the opening drive that these guys needed to establish the run, protect the young QB. I actually wrote that down, believe it or not. So how would you assess things so far?
I'm kind of touched that you actually wrote something like that down. I appreciate that, partner. But I do think they've been able to do that. Maybe not as effectively as they've wanted to, but I think we'll see more of as this game goes along because they want to continue to take care of that young QB.
The tackle there by Richard Sherman.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
Off the bootleg. Thomas rolling to his left. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Jarquiski Tart. To the end zone, a pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Gold with the extra point, and the lead grows to 10-0. Now Jones. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And job one here, Charles, just keep possession of the football. 2 drives, 2 turnovers to this point.
You're exactly right, Doctor. Hippocratic oath. First, do no harm. And right now, they're harming themselves on offense.
I like that. No one is mistaking me for a doctor, though. But thank you, Dr. Davis. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
Let's talk a little football 101 here, because one of the keys to advancing the ball downfield, success on 1st down. Huge difference, as we know, between 2nd and 4 and 2nd and 8 and 9.
On 2nd down, Davis. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. The Seahawks on 3rd down. A perfect 4 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Looking to throw. Thomas. Now the ball comes loose. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line. Well, he did what he's known for. He made the catch, then he turned into a runner, took the contact, and coughed it up.
And all I remember as a player, when they catch the ball, when those acrobatic guys catch it, you have to make them pay sometimes. You have to put it on them, big tackle, knock the ball free, anything you can do to slow them down.
Now McKinnon. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down.
Early down stuff to put this offense in a precarious position. We know that securing the point of attack, especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this D, has got to be priority one.
Here's McKinnon. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field.
Holding offense.
So he was holding from that left tackle position.
Everyone tries to keep their hands inside when they're blocking ever since they liberalized the rules where you can extend them out. But sometimes they get out a little wide and they get detected grabbing some cloth.
2 minutes to go here in the first half. Back to the booth right after this. Coming up at halftime, we remind you once again that we're going to check in with Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL as we reach now, hard to believe, the halfway point of the season. Time flying.
It certainly is. Time to get the sweaters out, my man.
Gets this one left side to Pettis. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down.
People worry about throwing the out route because often it can get jumped, and that can turn into either an incompletion or an interception. But not on that one. Everything came together, and he catches it and goes over the sideline.
To the right side, complete to Taylor. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. And now the Seahawks are going to take a timeout here on defense, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So out comes the field goal team now for the second time here today. This from 54 yards away. And his kick is good. Oh, he just did tuck it into the bottom of that left corner. And that'll push the lead up to 13-0. So they recovered the fumble, but ultimately could not take advantage of the short field.
Definitely a lost opportunity right there. I mean, they were in prime position to put 6 on the board. Ended up settling for 3.
And he'll take this up past the 20 and down at the 22-yard line. The Seattle now ready to march out of the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because they didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield, punching the end zone without turning it over.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. That's now his second interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
I know at times people think we use it too often, but you've got to be able to throw guys open. And when you read zone, you've got to stick it in there before your receiver gets to the next guy in the zone. Otherwise, you bring him into the play.
And that's precisely what allowed that defense to disrupt the pass. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
Didn't have a receiver open downfield, and as it turned out, couldn't even find his outlet man because of the coverage. It was way too tight, unable to find anyone open.
Throwing is Garoppolo on 3rd down. A dump down to McKinnon. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. And now the Seahawks are going to call another timeout, as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So now here comes the field goal team for the 3rd time today. And this a 39-yard attempt. And Gold is able to put it through. And that's going to make this a 16-0 ball game. So he's been a busy man here in this first half. That's 3 field goals for him now.
And not just 3 field goals, but 3 for 3. So even though the offense has struggled a bit putting it in the end zone, they've still been able to come away with points due to his leg.
Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They are looking to make a bit of a 180. They are sputtering right now.
And frankly, I think it's time to call your playmakers together and say, all right, guys, we're going to lean on you through this patch. We need you to get us back on track and get us going in the right direction. So you're calling plays geared to them. Not necessarily that you look at your plays, oh, this hurts the defense. I want the ball in the hands of X, Y, and Z and see if we can move forward.
So don't get too cute. Go to the playmakers. Here's Thomas throwing on first down. Room to run inside the 40. Looking left side, and it's complete. A good pickup there, a 22. First down now, but that clock rolling. To throw is Thomas on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. And before this second down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout, as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number one. That huge loss on the sack makes this job much more difficult. It's now second down and 22 yards to go.
Watch it now, Barney.
Back to throw. Thomas. Looking left side. It's complete. He's got it. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. A big gain there after going backwards, and that'll lead to a third down. Thomas now on 3rd and 2. Throwing left side here, and it's complete. And down inside the 15 he goes. So we've hit. Well, why don't we hold off on the halftime update after all? Seems like everyone's ready to go here for the second half in Week 8 in the NFL. It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well, as we are back and started in the second half. Here comes the 49ers offensive unit as they'll have it first to begin this third quarter. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly, because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team. That their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
Here we go.
On play action, now Garoppolo. Blitz coming, and down he goes.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away, because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Well, that certainly looked like something that they discussed all week in practice, getting ready for this one. Take the big shot right out of the gate. At worst, you'll open up the defense a little bit, loosen them up, have them back on their heels.
Fielded at about the 28. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. Here comes the Seahawks offensive unit. They'll have it first to begin the third. They were able to get the stop defensively, and now a chance to turn that into points on the offensive end.
Can you imagine what the grease board looks like at the half? Because that's exactly what they printed up. Stop them on defense, get the ball back for our offense, and go downfield and score some points. Now, the last part remains to be seen, but they got the first part done very well.
Do people use grease boards, or you mean the magic marker boards?
Yeah, those two.
Watch it now, Barney.
Now Thomas on 1st and 10. And he's got his favorite target yet again. It's complete. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25.
Pass interference. Defense.
So even with the pass interference, it's a completed pass. They'll go ahead and just take the play instead.
How about the effort? Making the catch despite the pass interference. Nothing else to be gained on the play. No need to take the penalty. The play stands.
Magoo back to throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Reuben Foster picks it, and he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Thought they had something going there to break that goose egg here in the second half, but to no avail.
Hope was alive until that interception. What a terrific play, taking the ball away after it looked like they were starting a drive.
And now that shutout still standing. You know that's something those defensive guys hold a lot of pride on, too.
No doubt about it. They're excited about where they are in this game.
And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be second down. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. To say they've kept him under wraps running the football, that's an understatement. He's been completely neutralized.
Yeah, they've essentially taken him out of the game, haven't they? And you know all the teams say, we're not going to let him beat us. Well, that's exactly what's happened here. They've lived up to that.
From the gun on third, Garoppolo. Goodwin able to haul it in. That's the first catch of the game for Goodwin. It's a first down.
And the key number on that play, 3. Third play of the drive, third down. Spectacular catch turns into a first down.
First down saves them from a 3 and out.
Here we go.
They run it with McCammon. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Hey, 4 down. 180.
They fake the give. Now Garoppolo looks to throw. Wide open receiver complete. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 34. Here's Garoppolo to throw. Pressure from his right, and he goes down hard, flat on his back. Bobby Wagner in there to bring him down for a loss of 7. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you. And you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. 0 accountability, and a sack resulted.
1st and 2nd down were a disaster. Both went backwards. Now it's 3rd and 18. They need something big. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And this is going to be incomplete. The linebacker, Bobby Wagner, able to get back in coverage and knock it free.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
Here come the Seahawks now, set to take over on offense. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get them down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know what, a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Magoo. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. You know, despite the scoreline, I think they've got to like where they are here. They're on the road and just one big play away from getting right back in this game.
I'm going to follow right along with you because the spot they're in now is a credit to their defense. They've kept them in it by making the plays that they've made, and that just means you're one big score away from being right back there.
Now the question is, can this offense... And eventually taken down here. Great coverage downfield.
So if we recount real quick, he had the touchdown earlier, and now he comes up with the sack here. No doubt about it, he's having himself a game.
Throwing here, Magoo. Over the middle, it's complete. And they're able to get this one across the 35. That'll put him over 150 yards receiving now. Quite a ball game and a first down. And on that last catch, Charles, he tops the 150-yard mark. It's one thing when your wideout gets that. When your tight end gets it, it's quite another.
We keep seeing the evolution of that position, don't we? Where we've seen where it's gone from strictly as a blocker to a guy who caught a few passes to now an integral part of the passing game, sometimes the primary receiver, because a lot of these guys have wide receiver skills, and we're seeing that on display here. Just think about the guys of the past looking back at this game and saying, sure wish that was me. I'd love to have gone out for those types of passes.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. He's going to fire one deep, and this will be caught at the 30. And all the way in, touchdown Seattle. A big play there. His fourth touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks are able to close the gap just a bit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there was an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
To throw is Magoo. And he is going to go down. Back at the 11-yard line. Tried to roll out, make a play outside of the pocket, but couldn't get it done.
When you don't have a lot of space for your receivers to operate, and down there it's really condensed when you're snapping the ball from the 2-yard line, rolling out, you extend a play, but you don't necessarily open up better avenues for people. And on that play, there's just nowhere to go with the ball, and you end up getting sacked.
The San Francisco offense getting their last-minute instructions before they take over here. These guys had to punt last time. It has not been a very fruitful game offensively thus far. They haven't even made a trip to the red zone. And I know that everyone's going crazy on that sideline because that drives you berserk to come off the field, not really move the ball well. As you said, not even get to the red zone, let alone, not even put points on the board. They've got to just take a deep breath, relax, try and figure out what is working, and call more of that. Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. A good pickup there at 22. So there on that play, offensively, they ran the crossing route. Defense was in zone coverage, so as a former DB, how tough is it to defend that?
It's really difficult because your natural inclination is to chase the receiver and maybe leave your zone. So you have to have discipline in order to talk to your other coverage guys and let him know that that receiver's crossing from your zone to the next zone. He's coming your way. Make sure you have him. And then when the ball is actually thrown, secure the tackle.
Back now here in Santa Clara. It's 49er football here. They've got the lead as well as we get set to start the fourth and final quarter. They run once more with McKinnon. And he's up across midfield and down into Seattle territory. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
Bottom line, they want to keep this clock rolling, so they'll take that one right there. They just want to keep falling forward, and they want to put the onus on the big fellas up front in order to bring this one home.
Encroachment, defense.
So 5 yards there as one of the big guys up front moved.
And in a 4-3 front, you've got the 2 defensive tackles right near the football. I know there's a lot of movement around there, but they're always taught to have one eye on the football. Apparently, that didn't happen.
McKinnon. And the lane closes up quickly as he'll get about 3 down to the 38. Seems pretty obvious defensively a key was stopping the run game. How have they done it so successfully?
To me, it seems that these guys really did a nice job of paying attention during the scouting report meeting. And you know, Brandon, when they do those, they talk about the top plays that these guys like to run. The best runs for the top running back, those are the ones you focus on and want to take away. And they've done that pretty successfully in this game.
They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
Inside the red zone, it's Garoppolo. And intercepted, maybe the turning point they need. Picked off down near the 5. And a great return as he's up close to the 40-yard line. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Now Magoo finding Green complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney. Over.
Here's Magoo looking to throw it. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's brought down. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10. He'll look to throw. Green's got it over the middle. And he's able to get it down to the 25-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. Again, he'll drop to throw. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've been excellent. 6 for 7. They're looking at 3rd and a few inches. They're going to look to throw. Oh, there's that man again. It's complete. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. His big game continues. 10 catches now and another first down. Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. And incomplete.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on 1st down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on 1st down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up 2nd down.
An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
Watch it now, Barney, Barney.
Back to throw. End zone caught. Touchdown, Seattle. Nick Vannett, his first touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks able to make this a close game again. A post to the tight end for 6. Gosh, those guys are so tough to cover, aren't they? Just in general, tight ends running those patterns near the goal line.
Because you have to decide how you want to treat them. Are they a wide receiver? Are they a big extra blocker on the field? Or are they a hybrid and caught in between? So are you going to use a linebacker? Are you going to use a safety? Are you going to even move a corner in if you're going to play nickel or dime defense? They usually win those matchups because they have an answer for all 3 of those positions.
Here's Dante Pettis on the return. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. The 49er offense now making their way out onto the field. I'm curious to see, Charles, about the play calling on this drive. Last time out, the interception that led to a touchdown. Here we are. I mean, very close, 1-score game.
Yeah, and if I'm a defender, I'm actually chirping Chili on the other side of the ball, saying, hey, you picked off the last one. What you going to do about it now? So when you do throw the football, high percentage, but throw it with confidence. If there's any hesitancy at all, it could end up in enemy's hands again. Now, that's the defense that they were looking for, being able to get extra bodies to the point of attack to deal with the big guy carrying the ball. You really don't want to be in a position where it's a one-on-one tackle with him.
And they'll go on the ground. It'll be a gain of 5, but still about 3 yards shy of the first down marker, and now it's 3rd down. To throw is Garoppolo. And that is incomplete.
I'm not sure we could spot any tendency here on this 3rd down. They could have run it or passed it. Either one was available. They chose to try and get it through the air, but they were unsuccessful.
The punt team on now as Pinion sends this one away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. They want to be methodical, or they want to take the big strike and go after it right now.
Hurry up, here we go. Over, blue 90. Blue 90. Watch him now, Barney.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Got his man complete over the middle. That's Green. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. They give him 13 yards there on the play and a fresh set of downs. They'll look to throw here on 1st down. He's got Green. And to the 42-yard line here and brought down there. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion. That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. Time for a break. We'll come back, see what transpires after this. So it's Seahawk football as we march toward a conclusion. They come up on a 2nd down now in a game that looks like it's going to go down to the wire. They'll look to throw here. Throwing middle, and it's complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. We'll give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. He'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before getting this inside the 30. Chewing up big yardage. Another nice gain there. This one goes for 20.
Watch him now, Barney.
Back to throw. And, oh, a crusher there as it's intercepted. Picked off inside the 10. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
And that one, it's going to hurt big time. You're in the 2-minute drill trying to get your guys down the field, and it's looking like they're going to go up just short, as this is definitely not his best throw, and it'll wind up being intercepted.
And the first play of the drive goes to McKinnon. And able to stay on his feet past the 30 to about the 33-yard line. Now the Seahawks call the 2nd of their 3 timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. Here again is McKinnon. And he'll be limited to a short gain up to about the 34-yard line. Now the Seahawks forced to use their 3rd and final timeout as they stop it here with 1:07 remaining. The Niners on 3rd down. It's been a problem. Just 1 for 7 thus far. Here it's 3rd and 2.
Here we go.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. Calling a loss of 2 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. As Seattle now ready to march onto the field. They only need a field goal. Obviously, the clock a huge factor. They'll be watching that. What do they need to do here, Charles?
Your sequence of plays has to get you out of bounds. Completions, get out of bounds, gain some yardage. Then when the clock hits 7 seconds or left, now you've got a decision. Are you in field goal range or is it Hail Mary time? Because from 7 seconds down, you don't want to take a shot that you're going to have another play.
We'll see how they handle it. He's back to throw. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And that one drops to the ground. Incomplete. Clock stops here just inside of 20 seconds. 19 left. This defense has watched their lead dwindle away. This is where they really need to bow up. They executed well there.
And it's often hard after you've played really well early and then you kind of relax a little bit to step on the gas again. They just did it on the last play. Looks like they want to finish this one off.
And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
There's definitely contact there, but it's the 4th quarter of a kind of tight game, and sometimes the officials just say, let them play. Kind of like your mom used to with you and your brothers. Just take the broom to you and send you out to the backyard and tell you to settle it yourselves.
I like that, yeah. There was contact. I don't know, like you said, enough to warrant the flag. It was close, though. They'll look to throw. And he's got his man. It's Darbo. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. Give him 30 yards there. Well, going into the final play of this game, they knew that they needed some type of a miracle there at the very end, but they couldn't get it done. However, we were treated to really a spectacular affair.
Even though they didn't finish it off, you're exactly right. They took us down to the last play. We're still. You were wondering, could it happen? Possibly, even though we both knew it was a long shot.
So for the Niners, a loss would have really hurt. As it stands, they finished the first half at 3-5. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Seahawks, they dropped just their 2nd game so far as they fall to 5-2. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. So for our entire crew, along